Everyone has habits, even when you don't notice them. But sometimes when life hits us with a jolting experience, our habits are revealed under pressure, especially our bad habits. That's when they have a tendency to show up. High pressure situations can make or break our relationships as well. What kind of habits can we develop now so that our relationships don't break and fall apart when we're under pressure? There's a moment in Scripture when Jesus speaks to his close friends, and he's under a lot of pressure, and he knows that these friends of his closest followers, his disciples, are going to be under a lot of pressure really soon as well. This conversation is captured by one of Jesus' closest friends, his disciple John, and Jesus has a lot to say to his friends because he knows that a time is coming when he's not going to be there with them anymore, where he's going to die, and his followers are going to face a huge crisis, a crisis of faith and of their life situation and even fear for their safety. So Jesus talks about their friendship with God and with each other to them. And he gives them a strategy to help strengthen their relationships with each other. And this is what he says in John chapter 15, starting in verse 9. I have loved you even as the Father has loved me. Remain in my love. When you obey my commandments, you remain in my love, just as I obey my Father's commandments and remain in his love. I have told you these things that you may be filled with joy. Yes, your joy will overflow. This is my commandment. Love each other in the same way that I have loved you. There is no greater love than to lay down one's life for one's friends. Now, I don't know if you've ever thought someone was important enough to you that you said to yourself, I would die for this person. But that's the kind of commitment that Jesus is encouraging us to make for each other. Now, you can't really make it a habit to die for someone. In fact, that's not an everyday occurrence that you're going to be put into. Instead, we need to think about the little, almost invisible, the atomic ways that we can love each other. You don't have to literally die for someone to make sacrifices for them. We can love one another with simple, everyday sacrifices, putting their needs ahead of our own and being unselfish in the way we treat those relationships. We need relationships to keep us safe and supported when life gets difficult. But if we don't make investing in our relationships a habit, those relationships will not be there when we need them. If you want to grow closer to God over time, and I hope that you do, you will need to take a look at the people we're growing closer with over time, because the people we're in relationship with impact our relationship with God. If we want to be surrounded with people who support and defend us in our lives and in our faith, then let's make it a habit to invest ourselves in our relationship. Investing in others might be easier understood if we broke it into some simple parts. So let's think about these 3 parts of investing in our relationships: time, communication, and work. Let's start with time. You can invest in the people who matter to you by spending time with them, even when it's not convenient for you. Now think about communication. You can invest with them by being open and honest and clear with your words. Now let's think about your work. You can invest in other people by being willing to put in the effort when things get challenging, or when they need your support or need you to defend them. We invest in other people consistently over time. And when we do this, our relationships can help us to be transformed. And our relationships will be transformed. So this week, let's give it a try. No matter what you've decided to invest in, whether you're talking about your time, your communication, or your work, let's make it a habit to invest in our relationships.